Do you think it's possible to use forensic astrology to find a missing person? Hi guys, it's good to see you. Welcome back to Electronic Medium Life is Paranormal. Welcome if it's your first time. On this channel we research the afterlife using today's technology. Today we're going to talk about, unfortunately, we're talking about summer wells. We're going to try some astrology mapping and we're going to get right to it. I learned this from Curse the Criminal Astrologer. I believe she goes by the Forensic Astrologer on YouTube. I'll link her channel below. But today we're going to try a map for summer wells. It's crucial to have her exact time and date that she went missing and location. And the closest that I can get here is the 911 call, which we still don't know if it actually came from the house, because the dad, I heard him say that he told her to call, but then he called 911. So did they both call 911? I don't know. But I'm going to use the address in Tennessee, 110 Ben Hill Road, Rogersville, Tennessee, 37857. I did Google the amount of sex offenders in this particular zip code, and so this is what I found under the registered sex offenders for this particular zip code, 54. The national average for sex offenders is 16.45 per 10,000 residents. Okay, Rogersville has 122.34 offenders per 10,000. The average, guys, is 16. Rogersville has 122 per 10,000. There's only 4,307 people when I just Googled the population in Rogersville, and 54 of those are sex offenders. Not to mention the ones that they don't even know where they are. Just wanted to bring that up. We're going to use Tuesday, June 15th at 6:30 p.m. as our date. So let's go ahead and create the astrology map for summer wells. I used June 15th, 2021, 6:32 p.m. is the time that the 911 call was made. Put in all the calculations. Here I'm using www.astro.com to make the event chart. This is the chart that came up, and we're going to take a look at that here. The AC is always the victim. The DC is the perpetrator. Just looking at this map, the way it is right now, there's a lot going on in the 7th house of the perpetrator. And also Venus is in the 8th house of death, which usually or can mean that a woman is involved. So let's talk about the 7th house of the perpetrator for a second. The sun is in the 7th house, as well as Mercury and the true node. So the sun can represent an older male, can be a father, but let's say an older male. Mercury can represent a younger person, or even siblings or cousins. And then the true node, which represents your karmic direction in this lifetime. So remember that the true node represents the karmic direction in this lifetime for Miss Summer Moon. So we've converted that chart into mileage and put it on a map based on the 911 recording. We're using Summer Moon's home, which is 110 Ben Hill Road, Rogersville, Tennessee, 37857. This is the home where they lived. The 911 call, my lines are not exactly perfect, but the 911 call said that she had been planting flowers in the backyard, right, with her mom and grandma around grandma's trailer. Then she went in the house and was never seen again. What I want to show you here is super interesting, guys. Earlier that day, they went swimming, right? And we've seen, most of us, the TikTok that Candace Wells posted about them swimming at the water hole. I just have to say, math is math, guys. We don't just make up this map. Math is math, and it is what it is. So I'm going to show you something here. We're going to zoom out. Yes, this is a very wooded, very thick area. Super dense. Which, by the way, I did hear the father say on an interview that the tracking dogs were at the house and that they followed a scent to the end of their road and then disappeared. So does that mean Summer got in a car at that point? Because if she actually just walked off into the woods, I'm pretty sure those bloodhounds would have been able to track her. So I'm going to zoom out on this map. This outer circle right here is about a 6-mile radius around the home. Law enforcement said they were trying to search 6 square miles around the home. So I just kind of wanted to get a visual of that. We're going to keep zooming out. Okay. This is important, you guys. So here's the lines on the map. I've used this map before here in Arizona with someone called Shane Rollman. His vehicle was found between 2 of the lines on the map. I also have information, updated information, that I need to upload for Maya Malete about her map that I made, I don't know how long ago, back in November or something. But I need to show you something interesting about that map also. But here, we're going to zoom in on this. Keep an eye on this line right here. This is the true node, and the true node, we said, means your karmic direction. Sorry about the paper turning. Your karmic direction in this life, right? So as we zoom in from their home, all the way out here is about a 20, I think I did a 20-mile radius. Probably should have came out to 26 miles, but I'm going to leave it here for now. When you look on Candace's TikTok, they went to a place that day called Warriors Path State Park. Look at this line, guys. The true node runs. Oh, wait, where is that? Oh, Warriors Path State Park? The line runs right through Warriors Path State Park. What are the odds, guys? Like I said, math is math. I'm not saying that she is still at the park. I have heard that TBI confirmed that Summer left the park with her mom and whoever else was with them that day. But I don't know that for sure. So if anyone does know that or has a link for any solid confirmation about that, please send me a message. But it just struck me as funny that the line runs right through Warriors Path State Park. So here is driving directions from their home, 110 Ben Hill Road, to Warriors Path State Park. It is only roughly 30-minute drive, 25-minute drive, about 15, 16 miles, 20 miles depending which route you take. Let's assume that they went this way, probably the shortest route possible. So a 25-minute drive. Now I'm still learning how to read these maps, guys, so we're just going to take a look here at this second line. So this line here was the true node that leads to right through and to Warriors Path State Park. The second line is the DC. The DC represents the perpetrator. This line. So we just looked at this other map. I don't know which one. We just looked at the driving directions, right? From Ben Hill Road to here. See how they probably would have traveled the 347 on their way to Warriors Path State Park. So this line here is the DC. Let's change this to see the roads. Oh look, it's right on the 347. at least until you get to here. They would have come down somewhere, made their way to Warriors Pass State Park. But it's just interesting to me that the perpetrator, the line of the perpetrator, the DC, kind of follows the pathway that they would have taken, the family, the mother, to get from their house to Warriors Pass State Park. Don't know what it means, but just struck me as weird and scary. Okay, let's take a look at another line here. This again, we're back at the home. This particular line here is the moon. The moon in these crime charts can represent a child. Not to mention her name is Summer Moon. But the moon can represent a child in this case. But what I want to talk about here is the terrain. Candace, the mother, said that she was wearing gray pants, a pink shirt, and probably barefoot. So 6:30 at night, barefoot, leaving out of the house. Okay, let's just check some of these other directions, okay? Just bear with me. So, let's say she were to go this way. Okay, eventually you're going to be out in the open, run into a road and through fields, and you're out in the open. Okay? If she were to go this way, again, the same thing. Out through the trees, eventually you run into the road, across the road, and into fields. You can't really see where the fences are here, so I can't tell where there's fences or gates or obstructions. I can't really see the fence lines here to see where she would have been prevented from actually continuing to walk. So now we're looking just for what would be, an obvious way for her to go. Going this way. Also, she'd have to cross the road. Don't know if there's fences here. Gets into a little bit rougher terrain here. Again, you would think there's fences, but maybe not in this area. A little more rugged up in here. There are still homes, and looks like here, but a little bit rougher terrain where you could get lost in the trees and just get turned around and not be able to find your way back, I suppose. But eventually, if you kept walking, you've kind of run into someone else's place, or you're back out in the open again. Now, if she would have went this way, obviously there's not far to go before you cross a road and you're on someone else's property again pretty quickly. This area here beside and behind their house is super thick and super wooded, guys. And if you look in very closely, you can see other buildings. I don't know if they're storage buildings, outbuildings, if these are other people's homes. But it gets very thick back in here, guys. Super thick. But let's just follow the moon line. I mean, this here is a 2-mile radius. So that's pretty far for a little girl to walk barefoot through the woods. Although, if she was barefoot all the time, she'd be used to it. That is an area of concern for me, guys, back here. Back in here. Of course, I'm sure law enforcement's checking all of this area, but this area in particular, I am super concerned about. So I'm also super concerned about the True Node line, which goes right to Warriors Pass State Park, and the DC line, which is the line of the perpetrator, and also pretty much follows the path that the family would have taken home from Warriors Pass State Park. In my opinion, those are the two main areas of concern. Here, here, and here. Okay, again, that's a 20-mile radius around. The other lines, of course, should never be discounted. This is just my opinion. But again, guys, math is math. And I'm hoping that Cursed, the criminal astrologer, the forensic astrologer, I will put a link to the forensic astrologer's channel in the description. She can go into much more detail about the map, about the map's meaning, about the different houses, the planets being in the locations that they're in. I know that this is not good. The moon representing summer, that Pluto is the ruler of the AC, and the AC being in this trine is not a good thing. But I do not know how to go into more detail about this. So someone who is familiar with criminal or forensic astrology mapping, or Kirsty herself, if she has time, maybe she will get into more details for us, because the whole story is here, guys. We just need to read the book. So what do I really think after looking at the map and doing a spirit box session? I've only done one spirit box session so far, guys. There has to be many more sessions for me to even come close to making a determination or tell a story about what happened. In my opinion so far, I believe that something happened after they left the watering hole that day, after they left Warriors Path State Park. Whether it was an accident or on purpose, I do believe the mother, father, and even possibly the siblings know what happened. I believe that the interview with the father was a little sketchy, in my opinion. In my opinion, innocent people ask a lot of questions. Guilty people have a lot of explanations for things. Again, just my opinion. We have not seen Candace, the mother, come out and speak or beg or plead for her missing child. We've not seen the grandmother speak at all about the day of her disappearance. Again, to me, in my opinion, this is shady, guys. After some of the things I recorded in the spirit box session, like I say, I feel like the family is involved and they know what happened. There may also be another man involved somehow. I don't know yet. We will be doing more spirit box sessions, so stay tuned, guys. Love you.